Welcome back to another episode of Uploaded and Unfiltered, the podcast in which I, your host, interviews another content creator in regards to their creative journey thus far. Before I get my guest on the episode tonight, I'm going to read her bio, introduce her, so we can have an awesome conversation. Purple Pixxel is a quirky 20-something African-American woman that has been playing video games since the early days of Super Nintendo, playing games like Super Mario Bros. And Paperboy. She spends her time watching anime, discovering new music, and dabbling in art from time to time. She is a streamer on Twitch that loves to have an awesome-tastic time with her friends and viewers no matter the occasion. Purp has a big heart and a curious mind that never wants to stop learning about how, when, where, and why of different topics. In the words of Purp, I am that nigga and I am that nigga and I will live my life the way I want and how I want. So I don't have time for that petty drama. And after that awesome ass intro, I'd like to introduce my guest for this episode, the one, the only Purple Pixxel, aka Purp. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's Gucci and the Coochie? How you doing tonight?
I usually don't read the intros before I do it live, and I was like, let me practice. And I was like, okay, awesome-tastic. I think I know that. No, I got that one.
Yeah.
Purp, how are you doing tonight?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy. I'm on cloud nine right now. Doing interviews and podcasts is always something fun to do, so I'm here for it. I love to talk and I don't shut up.
That's what I like to hear. This is going to be a great episode then, because I love when people just talk and I just sit back and listen. So first section of the podcast, how did you start? What was your introduction into creating content? What is your origin story?
Oh, okay. So I actually got started back in 2014 in the early days of Twitch. My friend of mine, friend of me and my brothers, he actually introduced us to streaming, and we was just like, we had like never really heard about it because it wasn't really popular, right, back during that time, especially not among the African American community.
Right.
So we was just like, we could like seriously give this a chance, see how it is. And my thought process, like, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna keep up with this for like any, like, not that long. And I'm just gonna give it a try, see how it is, but once I started, I actually really, really loved it. And I was really shy. And a lot of people would not even like guess that I was growing up. I was like whenever my brother's friends would come over, I would like hide behind the staircase. I was that shy. I wouldn't talk to them, nothing.
Yeah.
But streaming helped me build my confidence.
Nice.
And I definitely felt a lot of love during that time on getting started on Twitch. And it was a pretty different ball game like we dealing with right now. Like,
I agree. Yes. What would you say is the biggest thing that from when you first started to now?
There's definitely a lot more, I guess, civilized viewers.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
A lot more. And because like I had to say back in the day, I'm not even that old.
Right.
But back in the day when I first got started, there was no affiliate system. There weren't any mods and stuff like that, So it was like I had to kind of keep track of everything and banning people, timing them out, because, during that time, there was not a lot of African Americans, let alone a lot of African American females. Right. So I would get like the racist comments. I would get the misogynistic comments, very, very sexualized, right. And a lot of stuff like it was able to fly back then, It was like a battleground pretty much.
Exactly.
You had to stand your ground, you know. So that's definitely changed, and I can definitely see that, there's a lot more systems put in place so you won't see that, come across that, and you can just ban or time people out like, easily.
That's wild to think that it took
Mm.
years for them to implement
Mm.
those tools so we can ban people, so we can have mods, so we can filter out words. Like
Right.
I forgot about that. It's been
Mm-hmm.
10, I don't know, too long.
Exactly. Just too long.
Yeah, it's too
We'll even
long.
put a number on it. Just too long.
That's crazy. So when you first started, were you solo? Like you're like, I'm just gonna start to stream. I'm doing it by myself, and went with it. What did that look like?
Yeah, I didn't know anybody that was in this space, during that time. So I was just like, like we bought a whole bunch of equipment. We bought game capture devices, we bought a
Hmm.
camera, we bought headsets,
Yeah,
mics and stuff. So we just like plugged in and we just started, doing it. And
yeah.
I first started off on my own, and then I eventually met some. Okay, I don't care. They probably not gonna see this, but look, I don't mess with y'all no more because y'all called me out my name. All right, I gave you
Oh,
my love and
yeah,
appreciation, and this is what I get. This is a result of that. No,
yeah.
twice it happened. We ain't gonna get into it. We ain't gonna get into it,
Oh
but
my good. Yeah, that's for another show because I'm definitely gonna have one of those episodes. Like,
yeah, but I messed with that gaming group for like when I got started, a little bit after I got started, and it was cool. We would like run together and stuff like that. We played a lot of games, even offline.
mhm.
Whenever I got home, I guess from like work or whatever, I would just instantly hop on my PlayStation 4 and like get in a party. Everybody else in there, all right, lit. Let's get up in there and let's play some games. GTA was our thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
That's awesome that you just started. You're like, you know what? This is the equipment you need to start streaming. I'm just gonna do
Mhm.
it. I've talked to a lot of people that are scared to do that. They're like, I don't know anybody. I need some
Yeah.
people. I was like, you don't really need it helps, but you don't need it. Just start.
And like I said, I was really shy, and I didn't think I was gonna keep this up for like more than a week or something like that.
Wow. That's surprising because here you
Mhm.
are now. Like
Right.
I would have never guessed that you were shy. That's awesome.
It has definitely helped, and I feel like even like because I've done Twitch for a minute.
Mhm.
I kind of like all those skills from like the skills that I've learned from interacting with viewers has definitely translated into real life for me too. So, I used to let like conversations just die, and
Yeah,
now I'm just like, okay, let me put on my streamer mode, okay?
it's awesome.
Exactly,
Hell yeah.
exactly.
See,
My
you can learn life skills from this. Come on.
There you go. Oh yeah, so I'm just like, on my channel, I ask a lot of questions. I'm not trying to be nosy, but I'm just trying to like I know how to keep a conversation going.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I'll ask people, like, okay, such and such happened. All right, well then what happened next? How do you feel about it? So,
Yeah.
that's how that's kind of how I like talk to people now, instead of
Yeah.
just letting things be like, okay, it's fine, just
Yeah.
move on or whatever. Nah.
You said something super dope there that I want to point out. People, myself included, when they are asking questions, they themselves feel like they're nosy. Not
Mhm.
everybody thinks that, but I'm glad you said that because, like, sometimes, yeah, I feel like I'm nosy, even though you came to my channel and
Mhm.
I, like, you know what it is. So I'm asking you questions, but sometimes I do feel nosy and I'm like, but I'm not. I'm holding the conversation. I'm trying to push it forward. So
Right.
I need to let that go.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm just trying to figure out who you are as a person. Like I'll hop
Hmm.
especially if it's like a new streamer that I'm
Hmm.
introduced to, I'll go through the whole spill. How did you get into streaming? I know that's weird to ask why they trying to
Hey,
do their thing in
it
gaming,
is
but
what it is.
exactly. But I got to see if I like you and if I want to, follow and subscribe. So
Right, exactly. And if you look at it like that, anybody's going to answer that question unless they don't want to. And then, hey, this is not for me.
there you go. So hey, I'm not losing nothing.
Speaking of origin story, since we're here at the beginning, how did your screen name come about? Purple Pixel.
All right. So my favorite color is actually orchid, and it's my favorite
Okay.
flower too. I love
Okay.
orchids and I love the color. So,
Hmm.
orchid is similar to purples, and I still
Gotcha.
love purple. So, I was
Yeah.
like, let me do something with that. And then I was like, oh, hey, video games are made up of pixels.
Perfect.
So I was like, let me just combine the two, and just make it purple So
Listen, sometimes it's a crazy story that comes out of nowhere. It's like that had nothing to do with your name. This one lines up perfectly. Your favorite color is orchid, pixels, video games. What more do you want?
you go. And there's so many people that love the color purple. So
Yeah, it's me. I have it all over. That's part of my brand. Purple. I love
Okay.
it. It's the greatest color ever.
It's color royalty. Fun fact. Fun fact though.
Yes.
In order to make purple, the color purple back in the day, they had to use snails to make it. So yeah.
Oh,
Bet you didn't know that.
I fucking
Tidbits.
I hate snails. Wait, you know what? Hold on. I had escargot on a cruise with my wife like years ago, and I do like escargot. So you know what? It all lines up. It's cool.
Yeah.
That's a gross fact. Thank you for that. Damn, I didn't.
The point I was trying to make is that it's not easy to make the color purple,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
hear you.
treated as royalty.
I like that flip better. All I can see is in my head was somebody smashing snails. I'm just like, you know what? I'll take a blue shirt. I'll just take the blue one. I don't need the purple anymore. All right, let me stop. I'm getting off course here. Let's roll into our next section. One of my favorite sections is the current mindset. This is where I ask my guests, what is their current mindset in regards to your content right now? And do you have any inkling of what you want to do like 3 to 6 months from now? But let's stick with current mindset. What's that look like for you right now?
I'm not gonna front. I have just kind of, well, it wasn't until sometime last year I went through a lot of personal things, and I was actually depressed for like a good minute, or a good couple months. So by like July, I finally started getting myself back into streaming, and it was harder than I thought it was gonna be. So I originally had plans, and then all of that kind of happened, and then I've just been like trying to get back to a sense of normalcy.
Right.
But the current mindset, it's just that right now I wanna be able to build my community. I want to, grow, and I definitely want to connect with a lot more content creators. And I feel like I've kind of like reverted a little bit, going back into my shell and just kind of like being like the lone wolf.
Yeah.
But so I'm trying to gotta put myself in uncomfortable situations. So I want to venture out. I definitely want to definitely expand my brand,
Yeah.
and just reach out, like I love to just like I said, just make new memories with people. And that's definitely something that I want to do. And, I have different plans set in motion for my streams, and just kind of, I don't know, I be getting some weird ideas for stuff like channel games.
Good.
I got a whole ass Mulan hype, and
What?
I sure do. I have a Pokemon one too.
Hold on. Wait, it exists already?
It exists.
All right, I'm sleeping. I need to check that out. All right. I think I got a few channel points I can burn. That's cool.
Much anyway.
You slip it. You need to charge some motherfucker. I'm just joking.
No. Because I had a kimono redeem, because I love Japanese culture, and I own about 8 different kimonos, and I had that, and people were taking advantage of it. So I'm like, I need to boost that up.
Exactly. Like, I gotta go change the kimono now. Really? I just started.
People don't understand. It's really hot.
I was good. Wait, can you it takes a while to put one of those things on, don't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's what yeah.
But if I don't tie like the obi sash. I'd have there's different cords that you have to use in order to keep it like kind of stable. So that's what I use, and I don't even bother putting the obi sash on it, because I'm gonna be a freaking furnace up in there. Okay. And you can't. It's already hot when you streaming, and that's one thing people don't talk about is like you be coming out of there funky as hell when you done, especially doing like 4 to 6 hour streams.
You're right. Nobody talks about the heat that you have to go through.
Yeah, not at all.
This is a perfect segue into lessons learned. What type of lessons have you learned during your content creation career that did you utilize?
Definitely network.
Yes.
You have to network, okay? Like, you will not be successful as a streamer. You cannot stay in your little box, You have to step out, get uncomfortable, meet new people, slide into a few DMs. I've done it. You know, nothing wrong with it. But you have to, like you said, in order to grow, you do have to get uncomfortable. Yeah, and you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you know. And I've been living by that because a lot of the things that I do on my channel, it's pretty out there. So it's just
Yeah.
like, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know people are gonna love this, you know. So I don't mind making myself look stupid or whatever because I have like a whole fancy perp mode, glasses, bifocals, bonnet on, you know, a little robe,
Yeah, that is dope.
you know. And so people are there for the experience, you know, and you can't just think you're just gonna fly by, I don't know, doing whatever, just doing the bare minimum, you know.
Right.
And that's the one thing I do love about streaming is that, you know, more often than not, you know, you're gonna have days where it's not really that popping. Other days, though, it's so dope, and those are the streams that are really memorable that I love. So definitely take a chance, you know, don't overthink too much, you know. And like I said, don't be afraid to step out, meet new people and connect. Have a conversation with you know, the streamer that you like, you know, if they're playing a game. I think one time I was there's actually someone new that I met at a streaming event, content creation event called DreamHack Atlanta.
Okay.
But he ended up playing an old game called Rock Band, and you know, he's just starting out, you know, so not too entertaining, but it was the
Yeah.
fact that, you know, like that was a game that I liked. And
Yeah.
I loved, you know, I like that I was able to connect with somebody with the same music interest as me, you know. As a lot of people don't think that Black people are into rock music and alternative, and I am. Yeah. So, you know, I was able to make a connection with that streamer. So, you know, make those connections, you know.
Yes. Yes. I think that's one of the themes of the show that we didn't realize when we first started, how much networking would help. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say I say this all the time. I'm an introvert, but I'm an extrovert when I need to be, but I'd much rather just stay in the house and not say shit to anybody. But I
Right.
know that you cannot do that, especially with streaming. Like, you got to get social. And over the last couple of years, I've been trying to push myself out that shell as well and like reach out to people. And this podcast has made me like, I gotta ask people to be on the podcast. Otherwise, there's no guests. And
Right.
so yeah, I've been pushing myself out that comfort zone, and there's nothing scary on the other side. Either they say no, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
and that's it.
You
That's all
know?
that's gonna happen, right? Oh, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the same, but like trying to get with somebody, you know, the worst they're gonna say is no, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
no, and you're like, oh, I'm still alive. I'm not dead. All
there you
right.
go.
I guess on to the next one. Like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
don't like wallow in that shit. Anyways, it's not that scary.
It's not.
Perfect segue. I need to find a better bridge. Words of advice. Purp, what type of advice would you give to someone who is starting out and streaming and they're like, hey, I watch your content and I'm inspired. How do what type of advice would you give me?
Perfect example. Like I actually just recently took a trip in January, and while I was on a flight, I met someone that was sitting right next to me that was interested in content creation. Normal me back in the day, okay, I would not want to talk to nobody or no plane, but you know, I'm trying to put myself out there more, and he was actually interested. And I told him I was into live streaming, what I do on the side. And so I told him, he was like, you know, asking me all these questions, what games he play, you know, stuff like that. And I told him, you know, like, okay, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get into streaming. You know, you got to start from somewhere. Okay. And I tell people all the time, this mic, I paid $30 for. It gets the job done. It's not the best, but it gets the job done. People still come to my channel because they love the content and the vibe.
Yes.
Camera, you know, I spent $100 on that. It's easy to get into, but ring light as well. You know, just people think it's really expensive. Like, yes, you do need to have something to, you know, stream from desktop, laptop, or whatever. But you know, other than that, nah. Okay.
Yeah.
And just another thing I would say is that join a community. definitely get into joining a community. Just starting out, it will help with getting a new streamer into that affiliate status. And it's just, like once you are in that community, if that community is right, then they will show love back to you. And definitely, if you are getting into streaming and you are, say for instance, you have reached affiliate, definitely like return that favor, rate them, talk to them, bring your community to their community, and they will do the same. But don't come up in there thinking that you're going to make all this money
Yes. Yeah.
from
Don't do that.
streaming. And another thing is just like, I feel it's really different coming from a woman's perspective when it comes to streaming versus a guy's, because I see all the time like, I'm not gonna sit up in here in front like there is no advantage, that I have, because
Okay.
apparently I'm attractive.
What's that
Like,
air
I'm
quotes for? Wow, we need to work on someone's self-esteem. But no, continue.
Yeah, say like if like for guys, I know it's a lot harder, but I've seen plenty of guys outdo me. Okay, outdo a whole lot of these females, so
Yeah.
there's no excuse. The thing is that you just need to stay consistent.
Yeah. You know what? Yes, let's bust this rumor down. Like, you could be super hot, but if you're not funny or you're not consistent,
look, all them hoes on that front page got the personality of a piece of bread. Let me tell you. Don't even get me started. Okay.
I hope we get to a point where we just let them do their thing. They over there, like, they're not a threat to most people. Like, yes, their numbers are bigger, but there's no entertainment there, and you know why people are there. So
Yeah, they only want to see you for one thing. Like I said, ain't nothing but a whole bunch of stunts. Y'all can go over there, but the thing is, they try to come over to my channel and think that shit is sweet.
you know what? Yes, that shit. I've seen that a lot with some of my friends in the stream. Like, dudes will come through used to people on the front page, and they start talking out the mouth. Insta ban, like, gone. And they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" He's like, "Nah, we don't play that around here." So,
oh no, absolutely not. Look, there's a reason why they have those channels, and that's the reason why I have my channels, and that's definitely I can say one of the struggles I've like dealt with coming up as a streamer. It's just like, I'll have like guys and stuff like that come up in here, and then they'll be expecting me to act a certain way or like show cleavage and stuff like that, and I'm like, look, I don't man. Look, I didn't, it's so weird because like I done got asked to be like a sugar baby.
really? Yes. Like, while you're streaming?
No, not they whispered it to me.
Oh, but that's still wild.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I was one instance where a guy was like, I'll pay for you to like, just sit on video chat with me, and I'll pick your outfit, and it's like a whole date and stuff like that. And I'm just
virtual?
Like, virtual. Yes.
Listen. I mean, no, that's just some. I feel like that's mad unsafe. And so when they come through the DMs, the only line of defense at that point is to block.
Yes. Block
reporting or anything.
You can report them. I mean,
but who knows what that does right now?
Right. You're not gonna get far with that anyway.
On that same level, I do have a question. Do you think the tools that they have put in place have made that type of behavior, has that shrunk, or is it still pretty much the same?
I can say definitely from like the early days, it's gotten so much better. We're able to block certain words from being used, and definitely since the hate raids,
yeah. To think about that, to think that you as a person of color is live and there's just a barrage of the most worst racial hate shit just coming at you, and you're just supposed to smile and grin at that shit like that. Like, it still shocks me that happened.
Right. And then I can remember like before I became affiliate, I remember the exact stream. I was playing Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, and there was like there were people in my chat sending links saying like this is like a monkey or something like that, and videos and stuff. It was just heartbreaking. I was just like, why do I have to go through this?
Right. And then all of a sudden Twitch is like, hey, we got some tools. Sorry, it took us so long. We're happy Black History. Anyways.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to talk about Black history. We get this one time.
My God. Yeah.
One time that we were featured on the first page.
Just
we're not going
blasted
to
with
talk about it, but
they still got some work to do, but they're doing better. So I'm not too upset with them.
Right.
All right, Purp, where can the people find your content? Where would you like to point the masses at?
All right, my name is the same across the board. It is Purple Pixxel, and on Instagram, and it's Purple Pixxel with 2 X's. Okay, not 3, 2.
I didn't even. Yes,
I get that a lot. I get that a lot.
That makes sense. Like,
yes. So on the same Purple Pixxel, 2 X's on Instagram, on Twitch, on Twitter as well. That's where I am at. So I'm trying to get more involved on Twitter.
Are you doing stuff on Instagram?
Honestly, I do it the lazy way. I just take clips from my Twitch channel and I just put it on there.
That's the smart way. That's not the lazy way. Like you say it's lazy, but people won't even do that. They're just like, nah, I'll just have my luck on Twitch. I'm like, all right, nobody's gonna find your ass.
No, not at all. I've shoot. It's helped because I posted like scary reels, like for me playing a scary game, and then for me playing like Hogwarts Legacy, because I be really saying some wild shit on my channel, and I'd be like, look, I need to chill.
And those are the type of clips that are the best ones to post to social because they get to see your personality. They're like, what the fuck is this? Oh, she streams, and then that's a follow. Easy.
Right.
Well, Purp, thank you again for doing this show. I appreciate it. Everybody go check out Purp's content. I will have links in the description below. But other than that, appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you as always. Protect your mental, keep creating content, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Have a good night. Thank you for listening this deep into the podcast. I truly do appreciate it. If you enjoy what you heard and you want to get this podcast to a state where I can actually make even more changes in creators' lives, please share the podcast with those that you know. They probably can get some enjoyment or some information from the podcast. Head over to upun.buzzsprout.com. That is upun.buzzsprout.com to check out where the podcast is hosted. On that website, there will be a variety of different places where you can actually subscribe to the podcast. And if you do subscribe, I would appreciate a rating and a review on whatever platform you listen to this on. Those ratings and those reviews help the podcast elevate into a higher level so I could become more discoverable in searches and things of that nature. Also, check out the website uploadedandunfiltered.com if you want to check out every guest that's been on the podcast, as well as links to their content as well. Last but not least, if you want to financially support the podcast, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/uploadedandunfiltered. I set up a donation site there. All money that goes there will be directly poured back into the podcast to help for hosting and things of that nature. Again, thank you for listening. This has been a project that I have dreamed about building, and it is here and we're doing it, and I am nothing but excited for its future. Until then, I'll see y'all in the next one.